Hi, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we dive into the meditation or begin the reading, let me just tell you that there is somebody impersonating me down in the comment box below. They are soliciting people for readings, and just know that that's not me. I will not solicit you for anything. So if you get contacted by somebody, and right now they were using the email address of daneharttarot@yahoo.com, that's not me. And just don't respond. Don't respond to them because they're scammers. Okay, that said, let's dive into this meditation, clearing away the negative energy, raising our own positive energy as we release all the troubles of the world. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving place. All right. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. Now, the only thing I kept on hearing as I was shuffling these cards is out with the old and in with the new. So the beginning of 2021 is exciting because, we're leaving 2020 behind, but there's going to be this shift that you are going through during this time. And it can be very, very personal. It can be more extroverted, seen by others. But there is this shift where it's out with the old, in with the new, and it's going to be a powerful transformation of self and a powerful stepping into what it is that you truly want. So there's something very exciting about this time, is what Spirit is saying, that you will be embracing. So let's see what your chakra message is. Virgo, January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So we have here flexibility, the sacral chakra, and we're going to see how all these correlate with the tarot in just a moment. Then we have balance, the root chakra, and then forgiveness, the heart chakra. That's going to be, there's such a cleansing here. There's such a cleansing, and it really is. It's like stepping out of the old self into the new self, stepping into this new power, into this new understanding. It's really quite brilliant. And what I love about this deck, this is called the Witch's Wisdom, I believe. And it has such ties with ancestral power, and it has such personal ties with ancestral power for me. My grandmother's name was Phyllis, and before it was Anglicanized, it was Philomena. And the person who made this deck, who wrote this deck, was Phyllis. So I just have this beautiful connection with it, and I wanted to bring that to you guys for the new year. And so here it takes you on this spiritual soul's journey. And the tarot, the major arcana, and even the minor arcana is unlike any other deck that I have ever encountered. So we're not going to be equating it back to the zodiac as I usually do, as Spirit usually does with this. We will be doing it with the deck that we go deeper with later on. So here, this is the soul's journey. This is the personal journey of self. So here, with the left-hand side, you have your inner self. The middle, you have your heart, your emotional self. And then on the right-hand side, you have the public arena, the public self. So let's see what this has to say. So we start with the moon. Then we have the priestess. We have the 9 of fire, the 9 of wands. And we have the wheel of life. So you have one minor arcana card, and the rest are all major arcana, which is gorgeous. We have the craftsman of air, which if we equated this to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this would be the queen of air, the queen of swords. You then have strength, the wisdom keeper, the craftsman of earth. Earth sign energy, of course, is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So this is you right here coming through as the craftsman, as the queen. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So the craftsman in air is especially going to be strong for you Virgos who are on the cusp with Libra, but also if you have a lot of air in your chart. But this is going to be a time almost of alchemy of self, this transformation, this transmutation of lead into gold, of something rather ordinary into something rather extraordinary, which is the transformation of you as an individual, from somebody who you might be seeing as somebody rather ordinary, and you start to take glimpses and catch glimpses of the extraordinary, which is really pretty. You have the 3 of earth, the 3 of pentacles, yeah, the goddess of earth, which would be the king of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. You have the lover. You have love right here, not lovers. Love. And you have the 7 of earth. Okay, I like that a lot. Let's see the people who are going to aid you during this time. Who are the people who will aid Virgo? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. Who are the people who will aid Virgo? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, so Prince of Pentacles right away. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay. So yours just wanted to be shown, wanted to plop out. Oh my gosh. Well, don't you have a slew of people right here? You have like an army around you, which is amazing. I'm just going to turn them all over since they're all pretty much over already. Okay. So we're going to start off with the Prince of Pentacles because this is how it came. And it's going to feel, I just feel like the randomness of the way they fell and the way that it kind of disrupts things is the way that these people are going to come into your life. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, like I didn't expect that, or I didn't see that coming, or my goodness, this isn't the way I thought it was going to be. And yet it opens up the world to you in this profound and beautiful way. So the Prince of Pentacles is somebody very grounded, very slow and very steady. So as an earth sign energy calls to earth sign energy. So you have the Prince of Pentacles, what is it? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. But this can also be somebody who is just very grounded, very centered. Their earth sign energy can be showing from anywhere within their chart. But this can also be this could be a person whose work ethic is in earth sign energy, or whose rising is in earth sign energy. You might not know this about them, but you feel very drawn to this person, whether it be in any form of media or in real life. And you also are very drawn to Taurians during this time, or people who are stubborn, organized. Well, they might not. Okay, so Spirit's like, ooh, organized, but they're organized for them. It's okay. They know what's going on, even if the person seems to be very distracted or very kind of not paying attention. They really are. Or you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, this chaos. But they know where everything is within their chaos. So you have somebody astoundingly grounded who is showing you different ways of moving forward, different ways of looking at things, different ways of seeing this truth as they slowly, methodically, and steadily build a foundation for themselves. And this is going to be something that really inspires you, because Virgo, that's what you like. You're an earth sign energy. You want a solid foundation. And if you have Spirit is saying, if you have more earth sign energy within your natal chart, this is really coming up during this time. And you're going to be looking at people who can perpetuate this idea of the stable, steady, beautiful foundation. You are fighting for what you believe in, but not in that way where it's it's kind of like hordes running down a hill, yelling and screaming. No, it's very slowly, very quietly, very much almost as if you would rather be overlooked during this time, because it would give you more time to build and to be left alone with your thoughts, and have people kind of focus on other people. And that's what this person does. They can have people focusing on them, but they're building something long term that others aren't seeing. And they have this beautiful plan that you might be looking at the way they've evolved, like their work has evolved, or they themselves as individuals has evolved. And you're going to be like, oh, I want that. I want that evolution of heart, of soul, of spirit, of self. And really, it connects you to the high priest. The high priest is a person who is the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, so Taurus energy, April 20th to May 20th. But this is a person who claims their power, who says, I know I'm good at this. I might not be good at everything. But don't they say the really successful people, they don't sit there and say, I have to be good at everything. They know what they're good at, and they embrace that aspect of themselves. So here, this is a person who says, I'm really good at this. And I can't make myself a duck can't make themselves into a butterfly. It just can't happen. They both can fly, but they're very different. And so here it's I can't make myself into a butterfly, or I can't make myself into a duck. I am what I am. And I embrace that. And I move forward in the power that is me. And I have to stay true. You have to stay true to the authenticity of self as you are moving forward. And that's what this person is doing here. And it's letting you see things differently. It's it's opening up different doors. It's, sitting there and saying, well, why not? Instead of why. It's why not? And that's going to be a very powerful truth for you during this time. It leads you here to facing a lot of fears that have held you back. You have the moon here, which is Pisces energy. February 19th to March 20th is the time frame. But this is the tamed and the wild side of us. So you could be looking at somebody and you could be learning aspects of their personality, or, seeing in their development of story of self, or in their development of storytelling, that they're more complex than you realize. And you're going to be looking at things, and you're going to be looking at yourself and saying, well, I'm more complex than I realized. I don't fit into this box of society and humanity. And it's not that I'm chaotic or disruptive. It is that I have to be me. And so you have to let that shine through. And it's done with love. It's done with compassion. It's done with understanding. But it can also be done with a little bit of fear, where it's well, instead of saying, oh, well, I couldn't imagine doing something wrong. It's yeah, I could. I could imagine being completely disruptive to society and life, but I choose not to. And then there's this power that you have. And that's what these people, they look at things and they look at the darkness of the world and say, oh, well, they don't say, oh, well, I couldn't possibly imagine, something so negative or something so horrible. They look at the world and say, it's a part of life. And some people walk a very dark path, and some people, just have this corruption of soul. And I can see that, but I'm not walking that path. And so it's taking the power. It's looking at them. And this could be people, you could be reading a book, or you could be watching a movie, or you could be, listening to a song and realize its depth. And it could have been something that you've heard a million times before, or read a million times before, or watched a million times before. But it didn't register with you the way that it's going to now, because you're looking at both aspects of yourself, and both aspects of yourself are gaining power and understanding and force and determination. And it has you looking with the death card. This is with the Scorpio energy, October 23rd to November 21st. It has you here looking at people who walk the in-between the spiritual and the practical, in between the realms of existence, but also in between what people say and what people mean. And that's going to be something that's very, very, very alluring to you during this time here, Virgo, because you are really embracing this hermit aspect of yourself, even though it doesn't come through in the cards. They're right now. But there's this sense of you really embracing this powerful, serene aspect of yourself that says, I need to step back from the world for just a moment. And you might be saying, Dane, like, after the lockdown, after everything, do I really want to step back from the world? And it's like, yeah, you could be in the middle of everything. But your heart needs to be connected with yourself. Your soul needs to be connected with what you desire. And that's what you are being inspired by others. And it leads you to this beautiful warrior queen kind of mentality. It leads you to the Queen of Swords, which is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, which you have shining through as the craftsman of air right here. There is this sense of, I know who I am, I know what I want, and I am cutting forward into that, into that forest, in that direction. Like I am making a path for myself in this world. And there is a sense here, though, that you don't want to cut down. It's like you want to move with and around and become and see. And that's what you're stepping into. And with this Queen of Air, you're going to be very inspired by people who speak their truth. They might not be liked by everybody, but there is a sense of honor around them because they speak their truth into the world. They look at things, and they look at things differently. They look at things more complexly, more personally, more profoundly, more powerfully. And that's what you're taking hold of. And you're also taking hold of being the warrior of your life. It's like things aren't always going to be easy. Times, most definitely, times get hard, but I stand strong because I have learned so much. I have walked through such hardship and chaos and heartbreak and despair and despondency of self to come out the other side stronger and better. And those are the people who really mean so much to you during this time. It's like you don't want to hear about an easy fluff story. You don't also want to hear about people taking things and making things into this traumatic, oh, woe is me, but look at me, I overcame type of thing. Because, people have that. You want authenticity, and you want to see the power not in the words, but in the personage, in their soul and in themselves. Because you are embracing here the sacral chakra, the root chakra, and the heart chakra. You are embracing the flexibility of your soul and of your spirit. You are looking at things and saying, I'm not going to be like everybody else, or I'm not the same way that I have been before. The sacral chakra is where we hold a lot of negativity from this life and from past lives. The past lives, they're the things that we sit there and we're like, I don't know why I'm afraid of this, or I don't know why this overwhelms me, but it does. That is past life, trauma and drama that comes forward. But we also have our generational curses that are placed upon us when we're born, as we were raised. These are the things that our parents were taught. These were or whomever raised us were taught. These were their limitations, that they said, this is my world. I speak my world over you. Now, they could be doing it because they thought it was the best that they could possibly do. They could be doing it because, their life was stunted, and now they're going to stunt yours. Because, some people are vengeful like that. So as you step into your power, as you are cutting through a lot of the negativity that was spoken over you in this life, a lot of the negativity that was spoken over you in past lives, you feel that your soul is moving in a way that it never has before. You feel a flexibility of spirit, of mind, of coming together, of brilliance of self, and you are moving into this power really quite astoundingly. And it's a sense of leaving behind the past and stepping into the future and saying, nobody gets to have control over me. I don't care if it was my past life self. I don't care if it was, my DNA self. Nobody gets to have control over me but me. I take what I have learned and I sculpt and I create this beautiful foundation for me to call wisdom and beauty and prosperity into my life. And this really does amplify your creative energy. It also amplifies your sexual energy. And we can see that in the craftsman of earth, but also in the goddess of earth that you are embracing. And it brings you into balance with your root chakra. It's the sacred masculine, it's the sacred feminine coming forward. It is a sense of harmony, of understanding, of truth, of what the world wants you to be and what you want you to be. And so the balance comes forward, and it comes at your root, and it comes through your your sexual expression, it comes through your creative expression, it comes through the expression of self and of life. And it doesn't mean that, especially if you don't have a partner, and during these times, you might sit there and be a little bit more apprehensive, but it comes through in this embracing of self and saying, this is who I am. This is what I love in my life. This is how I express myself and how I want to move forward. And there's a sense of coming into power with yourself. And then there's a sense of forgiveness. Now, the heart chakra here with forgiveness is astoundingly powerful because it's not only forgiving others. And, when we forgive others, it's not saying, we're going to be best friends and break bread and everything like that. It's like you don't get to have the power anymore to be that voice inside of my head that says I can't, that says I'm worthless, that says, things will never work out. There gets to be strength and beauty, and there is strength and beauty to me. And as you forgive others, what happens then is you forgive yourself. It's like I forgive myself for being too young to do anything. I forgive myself for buying into this person's lies. I forgive myself for being loving and trusting and having my heart broken. And so it turns back. It turns back in you and with you. And this really does address a lot of things that happen that are stuck within the sacral chakra that say, oh no, I can't. Oh no, I can't. I can't have love like that in my life, or I can't have beauty like that to move me forward. And what you're going to see here is that you can. This forgiveness empowers you. This forgiveness moves you. This forgiveness becomes you. And you can find that this becomes a very emotional time for you because you're setting yourself free. Because you're sitting there and saying, I am so much more than my shortcomings. I am so much more than the doubts and fears of my past. I am my present, and I am my power, and I'm a gift. I'm a gift to myself. I'm a gift to this world. And that isn't cocky. It just isn't. It's truthful because there is nobody quite like you. There is nobody quite like you. And that is beautiful. So to move forward with your head held high and, grace and power of purpose in your soul, that has you singing your song. That has you knowing your truth. That has you sitting there and saying, this is me. This is who I need to be. And you embrace the shadows. It doesn't mean that you know everything, and it means that you understand that life is a mystery. But as you embrace this mystery, as you look at this truth, as you see your power, you sing your song into the world. And it's like, this is what I have feared, and this is where I'm coming from, and this is what I want from my life, and this is what I need, and this is the power and the grace and the beauty and the serenity of soul that guides me, that moves me, and that lets me be so much more than what I expected. And this becomes a powerful truth for you. During this time with your inner self, you sing your praises into the world. You connect, because a wolf's song is to connect with others. It is connect to share, the joy of the hunt. It's connecting to share, an experience, an understanding. And that's what you're doing. You're sending this call out into the world. Divinity is answering. Listen. You're looking at the shadows, and instead of seeing fear, you see possibilities. You see ways that you hadn't seen things before. You start to put the shadows together and say, life is a mystery that I'm exploring during this time, that I'm gaining a better understanding of. And it leads you here to embracing the priestess, to embracing this sense of honor and understanding, but also the sense of forgotten power, the sense of a priestess can be strong, a priestess can be amazing, and not to be scoffed at, not to sit there and go, oh, it's almost like disbelief. And you're releasing that disbelief and saying, there is power here as I walk forward. There is beauty here as I embrace myself. There is astounding truth within me, and that is a part of me, that guides me forward, that leads me on a journey that I hadn't expected. And I am the priestess of my understanding. I am the person who sees the greater truth, the sacred truth. It's very much like the Oracle of Delphi. She spoke in riddles and in rhymes, but people came from all over the ancient world to hear what she had to say. And they puzzled out her prophecies throughout their lives. And that's what we do with divinity and with our connection with divinity. We puzzle out the instincts that we have. We puzzle out the meanings that we have that, seem so different, but are so truthful. And it can take a lifetime. But it's us walking in our truth. And you're going to see that the veil is lifted from your eyes during this time. It's not going to be that you're looking at things like everybody else. You see behind the masks. You see behind the lies and the deceits. And it really steps you into a power that you hadn't expected before. It steps you into a place that brings you to a land of milk and honey, that brings you to this sweetness, really opening up your third eye and moving you forward and having you see things more contemplatively, more introspectively, more beautifully than you had seen things before. And as you do so, you embrace here the Nine of Fire. Now, the Nine of Fire, the Nine of Wands in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is a sense of hard work. It is a sense of not listening to others. It is a sense of, seeing that you have stood your ground and fought well and achieved much. And here, this is bounty. This is bounty and this is richness and this is the fruits of the earth coming because of the hard work, because of the planting, because of the skill, because of the love, because of the understanding. This is what you have created and this is what you have pulled forward. And this is going to be really quite beautiful for you. It's like, this is what I greatly desire within my life, within my world, within my truth. And it brings you to the Wheel of Life. And the Wheel of Life, here you have all the seasons right here. You have the spider's web. So this is the creation, this is the becoming, this is the greater reasoning. And you are understanding this. It's like you're rooted within yourself in a sense of change, in a sense of embracing new seasons within your life, but also looking at the seasons of your life much more introspectively, much more contemplatively, and also looking at the seasons of other people's lives that either have greatly inspired you or that you are, or who you are very close to. And you're like, oh my gosh, things become a lot more real in a very powerful way. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't see it like this before. And I didn't understand it like this before. And you start to see the seasons of the world, not in oh, I can't wait for it to be summer again, or, oh, I can't wait to just go out and have fun, and whichever season really embraces that for me is the one that I want to be in. It's in the season of life and in this understanding of soul and in this, highs and lows and beauties and sorrows and the in-between and the quiet moments. You're going to find you're very drawn to the quiet moments during this time. You don't want the chaos of everything and everyone. It's kind of like, let the world have that. Because you're tired of the world being, well, who can yell louder than everybody else? Who can be, more this or that than everybody else? It's time to embrace a deep sense of truth, a deep sense of commitment, a deep sense of self. And that's what you're doing here. And as you do so, you have the roses, the love, the bees, the cauldron of plenty. You have the wheat coming and the poppies for remembrance and power. You have here, the cranes flying for luck. You have the birds soaring. You have the tree hibernating so it can grow anew. And you have, the return. You have the also this sense of winter. And you have the water that's flowing through it all coming forward. And the hair to show the magic and to show the elasticity of mind and of spirit. And as you're embracing this, you're embracing you. And as you're embracing this, you're seeing the power of yourself. You're also seeing what has been overlooked before, the wheat of plenty and the fish that grow and the bears and the bison, and just this sense of power and presence and purpose. And it leads you to being a craftsman of your mind. It leads you to sitting there and saying, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is the alchemy of self. You have the work papers before you. You have this puzzling out, this, kind of fantastical arithmetic that seems so foreign, seems so out of place, but it's almost like Spirit is showing me the Fibonacci sequence, this Fibonacci, pattern of existence and of self and of mystery and of soul and of creation. And that's what you have here. You have this sense of this beginning and this ending and this puzzling out and this greater understanding of heart and of being and of love and of desire. And it's moving you forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated. It's embracing you in a way that you hadn't seen before. And you have here the bees behind you, the richness of the honey, the sweetness of the life. You have here, the farsightedness of the telescope. You have the harp, which is just this music, but also I see it as almost like singing the world into being, like calling also on the power of, it's like string theory, okay? And I know this sounds so odd, but it's like the other dimensions of self, the other dimensions of reality. You're calling on that power. And if you meditate during this time and you do like a chant, because a chant is almost going to be your wolf's song. And if you don't want to chant out loud, you can definitely chant in your head and like fall into this meditative state. It connects you with the different ways of being, the different powers within yourself, this like different consciousness throughout time. And it's going to really open up to you a world and understanding, a rhythm that you hadn't seen before. And it brings you then to the sense of strength. Now, strength, as we all know in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's like it's linked to Leo, it's the lion, and it's the woman, and it's the strength through kindness and everything like that. Here it is the strength in the understanding of spirit. Here it is the strength in your spirit animals around you. It is the strength in your power and your purpose and your dedication forward. It's looking at things so much more intensely and so much more succinctly than you had before. And it's also knowing that you're not alone, but also you're not the most powerful thing out there, which is humbling, but also astounding, because we like to think as human beings, it's like, well, I'm a powerhouse. And yes, you are, but there's going to be so much more resources, so much more of a connection that is calling to you than you had realized before. And it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't think the world could open to me this way, or I didn't think I could walk forward in this truth. I didn't think that this could become such a part of me. And as you embrace this, and as you embrace this strength, not only in the power of yourself, but in the power of your spirit guides, in the power of your ancestors, in the power of the world that we live on for a brief moment. It's like we borrow just a brief moment on this earth, and it brings us to the wisdom keepers. And that's what you see here. It's like it brings you to this understanding of wisdom. It's all within your heart. It's like your heart is opening up. It's kind of like, I see it like a pomegranate opening. And you have then all this little, like, almost honeycomb of fruit coming forward. And you're like, my goodness, how do I, when you first open up a pomegranate, if you've never eaten one before, it's like, well, how do I eat this? How do I move forward this way? And it stains your fingers. And it's beautiful. I mean, I'm thinking of pomegranates probably because, as I'm doing this, it's close to the new year, most definitely. And we always have pomegranates on the new year. And it's like calling that prosperity forward. And as you see here with the wisdom, it's like you're keeping that wisdom, and it's staining your fingers as you eat the seeds, as you plant the seeds, as you live, and as you become, and as you open up your life and your wisdom and your soul and yourself. And there's so much more here than what you realize. You're deeply connected to your ancestors during this time. You're deeply connected to a sacred truth and to a powerful truth and to a power forward. And there's a sense of not even realizing it, of almost feeling like the world was cut off to you before. And now as you're stepping into this time, this is why it's such a sacredly private time for you. As you open up your soul, as you open up yourself to this, it's like, my gosh, this is my purpose. My gosh, this is my love. My gosh, this is me. And it leads you then to being a craftsman of the earth. And what I love about this is it looks rather ominous. If you see the eyes here and the mouth opened up and the skull down below, it's like, ooh, the earth can be scary. And the earth can be scary. And the earth can be beautiful as we see the fruit, and as we see the leaves, and as we see even just the evolution, the becoming of, and the transforming of soul and self and life and being and body and person and purpose. There's a beauty to this. And the earth is crafting you. Divinity is crafting you. Spirit is crafting you. Your angels are crafting you. And you are crafting them in a way. You are embracing a power. You are seeing a truth. You are looking at things differently. And it really is becoming extraordinary. And you're stepping out of the ordinary to embrace this extraordinary understanding. And you are a craftsman of the air, but of the earth, of the mind, and of the reality that's here. And it can feel at war at times because the mind wants to be free and it wants to explore and it wants to become. And the earth, well, you have responsibilities and you have to, work and you have to, move forward this way, and we have responsibilities. And it's like, how does the thought and the alchemy of existence come forward with the practicality of purpose and of, the minutia of life? And that's where you have this strength with your spirit animals. You're calling on the strength with this beauty and abundance that is around you, and you become a keeper of the wisdom. You become a keeper of the sacredness that you call into your life every single moment of every single day, to become more powerful, to become more brilliant, to gain a deeper understanding. And it leads you to the sense of freedom with the three of earth. That's what we have crafted, and that's the way the light shines in on us. And others will try to take responsibility, but your soul here is wanting to run free. It's wanting to become, it's wanting to see, and it's imprinted on the very earth of you. And you're looking here and it's like, well, why not? Why not move forward this way? Why not see things differently? Why not embrace the prosperity that is around me and is a part of me? And it brings you, as you do this and as you stand your ground, it's like, well, I get to move forward like this. Like, I get to have this life. I get to live this way. I get to embrace this peace. And it moves you. It moves you to the goddess of earth. And this is such an extraordinary card because when I first looked at it, I mean, the milk running down into the water was gorgeous. But I didn't realize that there was a honeycomb on top of her head. There was a bee's nest on top of her head. And the honey is dripping down over her third eye. And it's like you have the lush prosperity of the land. You have the barren harshness of the land. But there is beauty within both. And there is beauty within all aspects of life that we walk, in the lushness, in the kind of richness that we can see right away, but then also in the harshness of the desert, in the sense that, the sandstorms can come and it can feel like a furnace, but there's beauty there too. And you're seeing that in the realms of life. There's beauty in the lush trees and the grass, but also in the rain and in the overgrowth and the mosquitoes. And there's beauty in the desert, in the sand, in the sun, in the extremes of both. The way the sand can get in everything and the way the sun can beat down on you with relentless heat. And you're finding that these are aspects of the way that we live. And these are aspects of us moving forward. And as you embrace the honey that's opening up your third eye, you embrace the sweetness within life, even through the sorrow, even through the despair and the anguish, you start to see the beauty in the silence in the night of the day. But also, and yes, it's in the night of the day. It's like in these quiet moments when you can feel alone or you can feel separated from the world. And then there is beauty in the day of the night where you can feel so connected and you can feel overwhelmed in the middle of the night when the sun is down. And so there's going to be this transcending understanding that pulls you forward, that has you looking at things so differently than you have before. And it brings you, as the milk flows forward, into the water that hydrates, into the water that quenches, but also the milk that nourishes and that feeds. Because, when you're really hungry and you drink a glass of milk, it can fill you up. And milk, with the development of the bones and everything like that, is so important. And you see that here. I'm just seeing it from what Spirit is showing me. It's like it's growing. It's seeing those nutrients be so important. And it's like a baby. It's like a baby that doesn't get the nutrients and then starts to grow and become. And we see that with the soul. It's like when the soul isn't getting the nutrients, it's like it's starving. And it can break your heart. And it does break your heart. And you sit there and then you start feeding it. And then all of a sudden, you have such strength, you have such beauty, you have such power around you. And it's so gorgeous because it's breathing life back into your existence. It's making me very emotional here. It's like it's what you've been waiting for so long and didn't even know you needed or felt helpless to get. And it's becoming this nurturing, loving, beautiful aspect of yourself. And it's in the public arena. So here, I mean, this is a sensitivity, okay, that most people will not understand within this world, okay? This reading might go, like, people might sit there and listen to it and be like, I don't even know what you're talking about, Dane. But there's such beauty here that is being opened to you. And there's such power of the heart that you might find that, yes, you are too sensitive for the world at times. Like, you need to step back. You need to connect with yourself. You need to, look at what it is that you want. You need to step gently and live kindly and just fall in love. This is your spirit guide right here. We see the fox throughout this deck guiding us, moving us, helping us become. And that's what you're seeing here. You're falling in love. You're falling in love with your spirit guides. You're falling in love with this connection with nature. You're falling in love with your holistic and positive and prosperous, but also, kind of sinister self, where you're looking at all of you and saying, I see you. I see you for the beauty that you bring, but I also see you for the doubts and the fears that you bring. And I honor you. Every aspect of you, every part of you, every purpose of you. I honor you. I love you. And as you move forward in that love, the 7 of earth, it's like, be patient. Be patient because you are moving to better grounds. You are moving to a lusher, more beautiful place. Don't be compliant. Don't sit there and say, okay, things are going to come, so I'm just going to sit on my couch eating chips and just wait. Because Spirit is saying, be active. Be active and things get transformed. Be active in the waiting that you do, but also in the way that you wait. It's kind of like, I know that if I push this, have you ever seen this in life? Okay. It's like, I know if I push this, I could get what I want, but it's not going to be really what I want. It's going to be like this thing where I look at it and I'm like, okay, that isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And I see this time and time again in my own life where it's like, if I really push for something, I get it. And I get it the way that I think I want it. And it's just not as good. I'm like sitting there, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's okay. But if I step back and I say, you know what? I can't do this. I can't fight this. I don't have anything else to give. I can't be fighting all the time, or I can't be engaging in this all the time. And I step back and I say, you know what? Divinity, God, you take it. I can't. Then you wind up getting something more than you ever expected. It can take years. It can take years upon years. And you can sit there and be going through the hardest time and sitting there and you just want it the way that you want it, when you want it. But divinity is saying here, if you move forward, if you keep on moving, if you keep on looking ahead, not living in the future, but looking at where you are now and saying, I can only do the next right thing. I can only take the next step forward. Then you're going to see yourself be guided in a place and in a way that, like in your wildest dreams, you wouldn't have dreamt of. But it, is exactly where your soul needs to be. So let's go deeper. Virgo, January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. And let's look here at the people you need to be mindful of during this time, Virgo. Who are the people that Virgo needs to be mindful of? Ooh, that was loud. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. Who are the people that Virgo needs to be mindful of? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. Who are the people that Virgo needs to be mindful of? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. I love this. Very calm, very subtle with the people you need to be mindful of. The people who are going to aid you, they just jump out at you during this time. So I like that. I like that a lot. So we have here the Chariot. This is Cancer energy, time frame June 21st to July 22nd. This is a person that moves forward. This is a person who... Okay. So this is a person who, I just see this as like, they're plowing forward. They're just like going after it. They're like a wrecking ball. They're bulldozing things down. And they're letting their emotions just take over, and they will gladly pull you in. They will gladly sit there and say, well, you have to see things my way, and can you believe this injustice that was done to me? And they're just chaos and anger and fear and upset and upheaval, and it's just too much. It's just too much. They need to work things out. They do. They need to have their own little space where they can kind of melt down, like a person to talk to, or, connecting. It's a person to talk to. But Virgo, be very mindful. If it is you, if you're sitting there and you're like, no, I need to talk to this person, like I need to help them through this dark time, be very, very mindful that you don't get pulled in, or you don't get all your positive energy sucked away, because it will just be something that they're doing because they're hurting so much, they're hemorrhaging this pain so much that they can't just help but pull in your positive energy. They can't just help to sit there and say, well, can't you save me? But you need to be very careful, because if you save them, if you sit there and say, oh, I'll pull you out of this darkness, they will turn around down the road and say, I didn't ask to be saved. I didn't need you to, sit there and, say, my life had to be like this. And you're going to look at them and be like, what the heck? What the heck? You were desperate in need of something and I helped. And now you're mad at me. And that's what's going to happen because they need to see the way forward for themselves because they're just in so much chaos right now. Then you have Aquarius, which is a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. I'm seeing this as a time frame to be mindful of because you're opening up so much here that this is like as you step into this time frame, which of course is 5 days after this part of the reading, this section of the time frame, okay, January 15th, as things end, you're going to see that this is a time where emotions can run high, and they're already running high, but there's a sense here of this person kind of like pouring the waters forward. And I don't see you being taken for a ride. It's like thinking something is different than it actually is. And this is a time frame where you can be walking into something and spiritually, personally, prosperously, you're going to think something is different than it is. Just be mindful. Just be mindful and kind of step back. Listen to what your soul is saying. Listen to what it is you deeply desire during this time. And there's a sense here of almost something feeling too good to be true. There's a sense like that. And it's like, okay, understand that, but understand what it is that you're seeking here. But know that it might not be exactly the way that you had thought it was going to be. And that can be with a person too. Like you didn't think it was going to be like that. And there's emotional stickiness there. It's just like things got too intertwined with something, okay? We have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person with a temper. This is a person who, if they don't get their way, can yell and scream. And they almost throw hissy fits like a toddler. They could be very, very destructive. And it's not like they're going to sit down and just yell and hit and things like that. It's like they're going to want to ruin what is most precious to you. So be very mindful of this person, especially fighting with this person, because this person can see a slight, and it doesn't have to be a fire sign energy. This could be just a person who has a lot of rage in them. And this is a person that can perceive a slight that you wouldn't even think was a big thing, but oh my gosh, do they take it personally? And they're not going to forget. They're going to sit there and say, you did me wrong, and I'm going to get revenge. So just be mindful of that because you're not even going to be aware of it most of the time. Okay. Let's see. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Empress, the Tower. I like that. Ooh, I like that. Then you have the Emperor. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, whenever I have the King and the Queen from the same deck of the same suit, and you have here the major arcana. This is a true love connection. This is a soulmate connection. This is power. This is beauty. This is prosperity, and the Queen of Pentacles. You're and this is the pig in mud. You're like happy as a pig in mud with the way things are moving forward for you. Not all the time, of course. You do have the Tower, but a lot of time as you're moving forward. Then you have the King of Wands. So you have a negative King of Wands here. You have a positive King of Wands here. This prosperity, this passion, this power. This is you as the King of Wands. It's like not getting pulled into everybody else's trauma drama. This can be also very powerful, especially if you're on the cusp with Leo. But this is also saying here, especially if you have a Leo in your life, don't let them, they're going to want to take the reins. This is just their personality. It's like, I can lead, you follow, that's great. Don't let them during this time, or just be very mindful of what you're agreeing to. You might find yourself being very agreeable and you're like, oh, it's no big deal. I can move forward this way, especially because during this time you're so intuitive, you're so kind of connecting with emotion and spirit. But, sit there and make clear what you will do and what you won't do. It's kind of like, no, that's not a line that I will cross, or that's not a way I will be moving forward. And that's going to be very important for you during this time. Not just with Leos, but with anybody. And if you're cross-watching and you're a Leo, it doesn't have to be that Spirit is talking about you. You have here the Knight of Wands, defending your passion and your prosperity. You have the Ten of Wands, and you have the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so we have here the Eight of Pentacles. Hard work paying off. You have this ascension of self. Now, whether you're ascending or you've kind of come down off the mountain, you are singing your song and you are embracing into a higher truth. So it doesn't really matter the direction that you're going. It matters how you're getting there and the determination that you have within your soul, within yourself. Prosperity is paying off. The hard work is paying off. You're going to see that it's not for nothing. And it's really a powerful shift that you are embracing, because as you have here with the nine of fire, with the sense of prosperity coming in and the sense of hard work paying off, you claim a throne that you thought was lost. You claim, and not even that you thought was lost, that you didn't even know you had. You didn't even know you had this power, this majesty, this purpose, this dedication to you. And it opens up a world. You claim a voice you didn't know you had. You claim a surety of self and this passion of soul and this brilliance and this understanding that really does move you in a direction that you hadn't anticipated, in a way that you hadn't dreamed. And it connects you with the emperor, where the emperor here is like, I am going to rule. I am taking control of my life. And that's what you're doing here within your heart, as you are calling on your strength, and as you're calling on the strength of the earth and spirit animals, and this connection to divinity in such an earthbound spiritual, kind of sinking your toes into the dirt type of way, and embracing the alchemy of self and the hidden secrets of life. You're saying, I can rule. I rule my existence. I can rule my path forward. I'm not letting anybody else rule me. This is my power. This is my purpose. This is my dedication. And it has you claiming a power that you will not walk away from. Because also I'm seeing here, what is it? Empress Theodora? Yeah, in ancient Rome. She worked her way up. I think she started off as a courtesan, and she caught the eye of the king, of the emperor. And he fell in love with her. She fell in love with him. Who knows? But she became empress, and she was this powerhouse, and Rome was burning, and Justinius, I believe that was his name, he was going to get on a boat, or they were deciding to leave Rome and like, let it burn, we'll come back and we'll build again. And she told them, no, we do not leave. We do not leave, we stay. And if we burn, we burn, but we will burn with our people. And it's kind of like it took somebody who was outside, who had this connection to the people that they did not have, to say, no, we stay. And she shamed everybody into staying. And so here, there's this power. It's like, no, we will stay. We will stay this course, and we will move forward in this power. We will connect to ourselves, and we will rule. We will rule with power and respect and with dignity as I embrace my passion and my power, as I weather the storm of change, and as I see that divinity has pushed me out of my comfort zone, and has maybe for 16 years or better, you've been having one thing after another happen. And it's like, oh my goodness, when is this going to end? And it's like, it ends when you start to see the reason why divinity had all this happen. And it could take a very, very long time, especially when we're in the middle of chaos and change and heartbreak and disappointment and seeing what we've built broken. And there's going to come a time, and there's going to come moments, and it might not be all the time, but for some of you Virgos, it's going to be all the time, where you're like, oh, well, that's why it happens. Oh, well, that was when it happened. Or like you start putting things together and things start falling into place, kind of like Tetris blocks. And instead of everything always, kind of like going up and the game being over, you're looking at things and you're putting all the pieces together, and you're like, oh my goodness, that's it. And there's this power, there's this understanding, and there's this reason why divinity has changed the seasons and has put you through this intricate web of understanding and of growing and of becoming and of seeing things in a way that most people wouldn't. And it's like, oh, that's it. And then for some of you, it's going to be a very small change. It could be something that like hits you hard, but other people won't really see it. But for a lot of you Virgos, this is something that has knocked you right in between the eyes. This is something that has taken your breath away. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's the reason. And you're seeing it now. You're seeing things start to come together. Things start to coalesce in a way that you didn't think possible before. And it leads you to saying, this is my strength. This is my purpose. This is who I am. I'm leading me. Not because I think that I'm the best leader in the whole entire world, but because I don't think anybody else gets to have control and gets to have a permanent, kind of powerful say over my life but me. And it's not being arrogant. It's not listening to partners or people who love you. It's sitting there and saying, this is my life, and I stand in my truth. And it can be being as, lovely with the people around you as possible. But it's also saying, this is my truth, and this is the power of my soul, and this is the purpose of myself, and this is the strength that is me. And you become, oh my gosh, Virgo, you become happy as a pig in mud. It's like, yes, blessings. And other people might not see it as blessings. Like you look at the pig and you think, well, you need a bath. And the pig's like, no, I'm perfect. Like I don't have any bugs biting me. My skin is getting lubricated. Everything's perfect. Moisturized. Everything's great. And that's what's connecting you with the wisdom. It's like you have gone through the muck and the mire. There we go. And people might not understand the beauty that's being called in, but you see it. You understand it. You look at it in this beautiful, serene, powerful way. And it just puts you in line with royalty. It puts you in line with the royalty of your soul, of yourself, of your power, of your understanding. And it connects you. I mean, you have the Emperor, and the Emperor represents Aries. So you have very strong Aries presence during this time. So you're a bit of a warrior during this time. Because Aries is the god of war, you sit there and you say, if I need to do battle, like if I need to defend my heart, my soul, and my truth, I will. I will not be pushed around. I will not be, bullied. But I'm not going to fight worthlessly. Like I'm not going to sit there and just throw away lives and throw away resources and throw away energy. And that's what has you here as the King of Wands. It's like, I will wait. But when I strike, oh my gosh, will you see it? And that's when you're crafting your world and things can be scary and overwhelming and things can be beautiful and things can be serene. And that's the passion. And you're not afraid of rolling up your sleeves and saying, I'm putting in the time, I'm putting in the effort, and I will get the reward, and I know I will. And it leads you to the Knight of Wands. It's like, not putting my head in the sand, I fight and I defend. And that's my power. That's my understanding. This is the fire that is a part of me. And I can be fierce when I need to be. And it has you embracing your prosperity. It has you, embracing this freedom. It also has you embracing this richness and the opening up of your third eye, of seeing things more spiritually, more concretely, more divinely than you had before. And not concretely as in it will never change, but in a sense of like, oh my goodness, this is a way forward, isn't it? This is a beauty that is serene. Like this is a way that is supposed to be. And it brings you then to releasing a load that has just been too much. And it's as you embrace love, it's like something clicks or something is unraveled. And it's like you can just exhale and you could just move forward. And you find a completion of a cycle when it comes to your passion, when it comes to what you desire. And instead of feeling like Atlas being burdened, you're free. Because Atlas had to carry the earth as a punishment. He had to carry the earth as a punishment because he was a Titan, and the Titans lost against the Olympians. And so here, it's like, I'm not carrying the burdens of others. I'm not carrying my own burden anymore. I am moving forward in freedom, in beauty, and in serenity of self. And as you do so, the Six of Pentacles has gifts coming your way. But it also has the sense of laying down boundaries. It's like, I can't give and give and give. I can't take and take and take. Boundaries have to be. And others can't take and take and take. Boundaries have to be. And then I start to see the gifts that come before me. I start to see the power that is around me. And it moves you forward slowly and patiently, which as human beings, we're not really that keen on. We like things to be more instantaneous right when we think of it, kind of like Amazon Prime, right? Right when you think of it, you can order it and it'll be there the next day. That's how we like life. But divinity doesn't work that way. It's like, be patient, and what you get will be far exceeding your expectations. So let's see what your spirit animals have to say. Because you're so connected with the earth. Virgo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Virgo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. Oh. So we have here the Panther spirit. It says reclaim your power. And that's what you're doing during this time. You are reclaiming your power in this profound way, in this exquisite way, in a way that, kind of surprises you at times where you're like, oh, I didn't think I had that in me. And then you have the porcupine spirit. it says time for beginner's mind. And I always thought that that was worded poorly, but beginner's mind is a way in Buddhism where it says, look at things not as if you've not jadedly. It's kind of like look at things as a child would. Look at things as if you're seeing them for the first time. And let the beginning surprise you. Let yourself look at things anew without prejudices, without preconceived notions. And that will guide you forward in a way that you aren't expecting. So it's kind of like step back and say, well, maybe I don't know. And just look at things anew. And it brings you then to the grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith on yourself. Take a leap of faith to where it is that you want to be. Take a leap of faith, and you will find that you will soar. Maybe not right away, because sometimes when we take a leap of faith, we fall, and we look at it, and we like kind of shake ourselves off, and it's like, oh, okay. And then we leap again. And then the dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to what you love in this life. Be loyal to what you love within your soul, within yourself. Be loyal to love. During this time, that will not steer you wrong. But be very mindful, because Spirit is saying, if you're loyal to those you love who aren't loyal to you, that can be devastating during this time. That can be devastating, period. And also being loyal to what you love after you've been loyal to people who haven't been loyal to you. That's a huge leap of faith. That's a huge thing to ask of the psyche, of the soul, of the understanding of an individual. Okay. So let's see what your subconscious message is, what your spirit animals. And it's the parrot spirit. Watch your words. Your words are astoundingly important, even though we don't always think they are. But we're telling the stories of our lives. So watch your words. Watch the way you speak to yourself. Watch the way you speak to others. There should be, here during this time, a kindness and a gentleness to your words. And that could be something that you're training yourself to do, but that will be something that really does serve you quite beautifully. And then we have your subconscious person message, which is the lovers. This is Gemini energy, time frame May 21st to June 20th. This is love. This is passion of being. This is the sexual energy coming forward. This is partnerships. This is beauty. This can be what your soul is craving. This could be that connection, reconnecting with your partner in that sensual, beautiful way. It can be... So there is an art of carezza, which is non-orgasmic sex. So you might sit there and say, well, what's the point? It's the point of bonding. It's the point of the touch. It's the point of the allure. And that could be what you're building here if you're with a partner, okay? But it's also what you're building within your life. It's like that sensual anticipation. And that's going to be very important to you. That's going to be it's going to be sensually brilliant. And so and it might sound like odd, but it's going to be something that you're reacquainting yourself with the sensual aspect of living. And it doesn't have to be that you have a partner, or it doesn't have to be, sexual when you embrace the sensuality. It can be that you're just embracing the feel of things. You're embracing the movement of things. You're being in tune with your body. You're being in tune with your soul. You're being in tune with yourself. And it's moving you forward in a way that brings an aura about you that is really quite alluring, Virgo. It really is. It moves you to your subconscious chakra message, which is nurturing. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below your feet. You are nurturing your soul. You are nurturing your heart. You are nurturing yourself. You are nurturing your inner child. You are nurturing the parts of you that might be a little bit unsure. And you're sitting there and you're saying, no, I'm pulling this power from the earth. I'm moving myself forward gently and succinctly and beautifully. And as you do so, you're connecting with your subconscious tarot message, which is the 4 of air. The 4 of air is the 4 of swords. So the 4 of swords is saying, remember the battles that you have been through. Remember the hardships that you have been through. You have the eagle right up here. You have the nest. The cool thing about the eagle is that it can soar higher than any other bird. So you have here these super tall trees. And it's like you're soaring higher than the storms that you have been through. The hardships, the pains, the disappointments. You're soaring higher than the heartbreaks. You're soaring higher than the negativity of others and their poisonous, viperous energy. You are soaring to new heights. And as you do so, you're embracing this deep freedom of soul. You're embracing this sense of, I can't believe how far I've come. I can't believe how different I am than when I started a year ago or 16 years ago or, even 5 minutes ago. You're seeing this beautiful transformation of self because you're honoring every single step along the way. And you're not sitting there and saying, well, what a waste of space I was, or I can't believe I was so stupid, or, I just keep failing. You're sitting there and saying, no, this is teaching me. This is teaching me something that divinity has put me on this course for a reason. And it's for the change in the seasons. It's for the wheel of life, and to see the different aspects of life, the different ways of life, the different people of life, and it has you soaring to unbelievable heights. It might be hard to see, but it comes to you. It comes to you. It comes over your third eye. It awakens you. It has things start falling in place, and seeing things. It's like, wow, that happened for a reason. Even if it was terrible. It's like, but it made me extraordinary. And that's what you're seeing. You are extraordinary. And it brings you then to a deeper subconscious message of the Page of Cups, of finding inspiration in the most unlikely of places, of seeing this bounty and seeing this beauty, and protecting what is such an intricate part of you, your soul and your love and your desires forward and your happiness and your joy. And you are becoming a student of what sets your soul on fire, what moves you forward, what calls to your heart and your brilliance. All right, Virgo, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we step out of a time of darkness and of sorrow and of upset and of upheaval. And as we step into a time of a year that shows us reborn, that shows us embracing a power, that shows us happy as a pig in mud with the way that our lives are progressing. Even if we come to hard times, even if we, have doubts and have fears along the way, there's power of ruling and there is power of determination. Because if not you, then who? If not now, then when? So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.